All right, maybe I'm back here. It says I'm back. Let's see. Yes, I'm back. Am I back? That's weird. Yeah, I think OBS froze. Hopefully this is... Okay, timer's ticking. Hopefully Agent Press is still here. And what I was trying to do was turn off my webcam and overlay. So now we can compare. And yeah, so see how like the yellow in here, and another thing too that we'll see in this was only like 3 hours of integration time in the desert. But you can see all the detail, this brown in here. This is all just dust, right? And we can see that in this image from the desert. Versus here, we're not going to see that. So I really want to get out to the dark skies to work on this. And Agent Pressa was asking about these star spikes in this image. And those are caused by, let's see, they are not caused by a filter. Those are caused by the secondary mirror holder. So the image on the right, so the image that I just took and processed, this was shot with a lens, basically a refractor telescope. The other one was shot. This was shot with a reflecting telescope, a mirror telescope. And so you have a mirror at the back of the telescope, and then a mirror at the front. And these spikes are caused by the metal strips that are holding the secondary mirror in place. They're called diffraction spikes. They're technically an optical flaw, right? They're a flaw in the optics. They're an aberration caused by that secondary mirror holder. Let me find a Newtonian. Let's see if I can find a good image of a Newtonian telescope to share that will show that. Yeah, this image works. This is actually pretty similar to the telescope that I was using. Oh, this one has you can see it here. Either way. But these spikes here. He's back. Okay, good. So these spikes here caused these veins, spider veins, they call them, cause those spikes. They look pretty. They look cool. They're technically a flaw. I don't mind them. I like them. They add a sense of kind of sparkle or element, or kind of awe to it. That is very cool. So, yeah, that's pretty good. All right, let's close this up. Done with that one, and let's look at the Rosette Nebula. So I have another one that I shot last night. Yeah, they look cool, right? Right, press that. You'll see them in Hubble Space Telescope images because the Hubble Space Telescope has a secondary mirror holder. James Webb Space Telescope has them. James Webb Space Telescope has a 6 instead of a 4 and a plus. It has 6 of them because there's three secondary mirror supports, and then it's mirrored, so you end up with 6. I'm looking for Rosette Nebula I shot last night. This has even less data. Let's take a look. This is a cool target, and this one should look pretty good with enough data. I have only 20 subframes of this, and since I don't math my head, 20 times 5 minutes, 100 divided by 60, minutes. So only an hour, a little over an hour and a half of data on this one. So this is going to be not a whole lot of data, but it's a pretty bright target, right? A single subframe exposure. You can see a lot of detail in here. So this will look pretty neat. So I'll load up my script. Actually need to, I can do this here. Lights clear, and I'll add new ones. Add my, so now this is the stacking process. There's a bunch of different ways of doing stacking. What am I looking for? Rosette Nebula. Here we go. Oh, I forgot to manually review them. So there's software for that, Presta. He's asking about you're asking about the sequence to set up. There's really cool software for that, which is my computer. Oh, it is still on. Maybe I'll show you while this is processing. Just reviewing these images to make sure they're all good. And so the answer to your question basically is yes, Presta. It automates, so you don't have to monitor it throughout the night. And we'll do a 2x drizzle on that, and then we need to go and set my output folder, new folder, out. Select folder and hit run. Continue. And I'm going to go back to over here and delete some files that I don't need. Yeah, there's some very cool software that allows you to set up and do that automation. All right, well, this is processing. I'm going to pop up for a sec and get a refill on some agua. Okay. So a little bit of an explanation for you, Presta, about how that works. So my telescope has a little mini PC on it, and so I will remote desktop into that right now. And so this is the mini PC. And this runs a piece of software called NINA, N-I-N-A, which stands for Nighttime Imaging Astronomy. This is open source software. It's free stuff. This software is incredible. It does everything you need. It does, and so, I mean, so much more than what I'll ever use. Like, this thing can control a full-on observatory. I should probably do a live stream during an imaging session. In my next video on my YouTube channel, let me post the link again to, let's see. Let me post the link again. Copy. Paste. So that link that I just posted in the Twitch chat to my latest YouTube video about building this rig, that's part 1 of the video. In part 2, which will be dropping probably next week, I kind of go over the workflow process for setting up and getting the telescope up and running. This looks kind of complicated. I mean, it is. There's a lot to it, but once you get to it, it's not too bad. And but this is where you set everything up, and then you can. Cool. I appreciate that, Presta. So this, you set up these sequences. And so this was a sequence I was doing last night. And so I had 5 different targets. And you tell it, so it knows where it is. And you tell it to slew to the target. So the telescope moves to that target. And then it will center. It plate solves, so it knows where it is, and then it centers, and then it starts doing its imaging, and you tell it what to image. And now that I'm looking at this, I see that I only have 20. I accidentally have this set to only do 20 iterations. That's why I only have 20. Whoops. I kind of messed that up. I'll fix that for next time. Oh, the Rosette Nebula. So... yeah, I actually shot 5 different targets last night, and it basically runs all automated. I did have to go and adjust the camera rotation, but because I don't have a... I did save that. Save. Okay, and that's done. So let's exit that, and let's go see what we got. For the Rosette Nebula here. Less than an hour of exposure time. Pretty cool. Yeah, there's some nice detail in there. This is one I also shot in years past. Give me just 1 second here. Oh, okay, that did fix it. Okay, just making sure we're still streaming here. Still streaming. Let's look at the look at my old version of this, the previous. So here is here's my old version of this, and this was shot. Whoops, clicked off of it. This was shot in the desert, also many years ago. This was like 2016 or something like that. Beautiful colors in here, red, pink, and then purple, blues. This has got some ugly spiky stars because I was using a not great camera lens at the time. But pretty nice looking. This one's going to be mostly red again because of that, because of the filter. Quite lovely, yeah. And so it'll be neat to kind of compare, what I can get, in the past versus now. So the processing steps on this are basically going to be identical to the last time. I'll use Graxpert to subtract the background. In the past, when I was streaming, I would have, background music going, but I'm not doing that anymore because of, copyright strikes. Just pretty lame. Even the stuff that's supposed to be copyright safe. Okay, there's the background it subtracted. And, that looks pretty good. That looks, quite nice. This is another one I'm going to be excited to get more data on. So, got the background out. Presta just enjoys the soothing sound of my somewhat congested voice. A little bit of hay fever. Okay, we're going to do the image analysis, image solver. Just hit OK on that. And it solving. Bum, bum, bum. Presta, have you got Flight Sim 2024 going yet? I'm wondering if you're made that switch, or if you're still flying at all. No, I'm not. I don't have any sick going on. It's just this is a hay fever. It's like every morning for me. I wake up and just like a little bit of congested, and then it goes away later on in the day. I take an allergy pill. I don't know if it helps, if it does anything. Color calibration. And let's see, from preview, grab that, and then color calibrate. Bada bing, bada bang, color calibrated. Look at that. That looks really wonderful. Restretch that. Yeah. Look at that. That looks pretty nice. That's great. What other games are you playing these days, Presta? The launch of 2020 Flight Sim 2024 seemed to be a I guess depending on your